Previously on Film Noir.
This is the epitome of a sequel that should never have been made. And you can forget that this ever happened.
So, Steven, what film are we reviewing today?
Well, Tyler, I thought today we should look at the third installment of... Oh, god dang it! Tyler!
No,
Tyler!
no, Steven,
Tyler, calm down! Calm down, man!
I can't do a threequel. I know how they are. Shrek 3, Spy Kids 3,
Tyler,
Stand Up 3 was okay.
Would you calm down? We're not doing any of those. You're never gonna do Spy Kids or Swan Princess. We're doing Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Oh, that's okay.
Alright,
Okay.
let's go. Despite this franchise's consistently huge box office intake, it was around the third installment that people started to grow weary of it. As such, I'm skipping the first two movies and starting with the third one.
The main critique was that the stories were getting too complicated for something that had pretty simple roots. But I've never needed a flowchart to follow this movie.
I think it's more so explaining it that requires a flowchart, not following it. The film opens on the rather grim imagery of people being hanged for crimes of piracy.
Right to assembly. Suspended. Right to habeas corpus. Suspended.
You think you could suspend our rights? How about you suspend my fist from your face? But then, as a small child is to be hung, something begins to arise.
Lord Beckett! They've started to sing, so... Finally.
I love a good musical. After the film's title shows up, we cut to a village on the water where Elizabeth Swann is singing the song as well.
Thief and beggar. Never say we die.
This is Tai Huang, who leads her and the freshly resurrected Captain Barbossa to Singaporean pirate captain Sao Fang. But first, a checkpoint.
Remove. Please.
Shameless clothing removal? I should have known they would stoop. Oh, well, point withdrawn then.
Remove. Please.
Damn it, movie, you had potential and you blew it. Entering the throne room, which is also a bathhouse for some reason, they meet Sao Fang.
Welcome to Singapore.
They require a ship from him to get to World's End, a passage to Davy Jones' locker. They don't mention this. Sao Fang notes that a theft was attempted of charts that would lead to World's End. The thief, none other than Elizabeth's boyfriend, Will Turner. Luckily, the crew of the Late Black Pearl is under the floorboards in case they're needed. You know, for kids.
Isn't this PG-13?
Tell that to the parents who bring their 7-year-olds to these movies.
Barbossa informs Sao Fang that pirates all over the world are being eradicated, and the Brethren Court of 9 pirate lords must gather to stand against the East India Trading Company.
What is it you seek in Davy Jones' locker? Jack Sparrow. He's one of the pirate lords.
After a case of confused deception about the spy in their midst, the East India Trading Company barges into the palace, leading to one of the action scenes that these movies are quite good at.
Will manages to get the charts from Sao Fang, though they're overheard by Mercer, Beckett's right-hand man.
I need the Black Pearl to free my father. You're helping me to get it.
Sao Fang.
They'll cover our escape and meet us at Shipwreck Cove. This way, be quick!
We cut to the Flying Dutchman, the ship of Davy Jones, that is destroying ships under the command of Lord Beckett, who holds the captain's heart hostage.
There's nothing can hold against the Armada, not with the Flying Dutchman at the lead.
Nothing we know of.
This is one thing I like about Beckett as a villain. He keeps a calm disposition, but is always wary of his enemy's potential and leaving little to chance. A very bitter Davy Jones is chastised for his massacre of every ship he comes across.
The Dutchman sails as its captain commands.
And its captain is to sail it as commanded.
I would have thought you learned that when I ordered you to kill your pet.
The Kraken. Beckett ordered Davy Jones to kill the Kraken. Just to say, I have control over you? A mythical beast of terror that sinks ships, devours sailors, and couldn't even be defeated in the last movie, and you just kill it. I'm sorry, I take back the props I gave Beckett. This is just dumb.
We cut back to our crew sailing towards World's End in freezing conditions, and the two bumbling pirates, Pintel and Rigetti, ask a question probably on the audience's mind as well.
Why don't that Obey woman just bring Jack back the same way she brought back Barbossa?
Because Barbossa was only dead. Jack Sparrow is taken to a place not of death, but punishment.
With that detail taken care of, they struggle with the charts, which have very little set. But somehow, they make it to their destination anyway. Then we get to see Jack and the punishment he endures, having his precious black pearl and being unable to sail it, plus hallucinations of himself to further feed the false hope. That's as rock bottom as it gets for Jack Sparrow. But the pearl gets moving with the help of crabs.
Witty Jack is closer than you think.
And Jack is not quite free of his delusion yet.
There's been a perpetual and virulent lack of discipline upon my vessel. Why? Why is that, sir?
You're in Davy Jones' locker, Captain.
I know that. I know where I am. Don't think I don't.
Jack Sparrow.
Ah, Hector!
Hector?
Barbossa has a first name?
You're not really here.
Jack? This is real, we're here.
Oh, since Elizabeth's here, it's real.
Well, she did murder him. Even his wildest hallucinations wouldn't have her there. Her murder of Jack is news to the rest of the crew, who just spent 45 minutes of movie to save him. And as they all set sail from the locker, Will confronts Elizabeth with this secret fear he's had since the pair kissed in the last movie.
You left Jack to the Kraken.
Well, I had no choice.
You chose not to tell me.
It wasn't your burden to bear.
But I did bear it, didn't I? I thought.
You thought I loved him.
God, their communication is just pitiful. What a bummer. Well, let's just see what the others are up to. Oh, it's okay, Jack. It just means he's compensating for something. Though I don't know why. He's a pretty awesome pirate. The night falls, and they're still in the realm of the dead, including Elizabeth's father.
There was this chest, you see, and a heart. If you stab the heart, yours must take its place, and you will sail the seas for eternity. The Dutchman must have a captain.
The depleted crew struggles heavily to try and figure out a way to get back to the world of the living, with Teodoro predicting that they'll be doomed if they don't get out by nightfall. Meanwhile, Jack works on the charts and communes with he, himself, and him to figure out the trick. This sends the rest of the crew in a progressively less confused frenzy to tip the ship over. I know it sounds a bit weird, so let me explain it. The sun sets in Davy Jones' locker and then rises in the real world. So, by flipping the boat upside down to align it better with the real world, it brings them back. That make sense?
No, it just seems like a ridiculous setup to get a cheap laugh. Wait, what's the point of this?
Oh, nothing. They've just become self-aware about how ridiculous this whole thing is. Any more cheap ones you want to get out of the way, movie? we rest our case.
With a need to restock their supplies, Jack and Barbossa go ashore with some of the crew, coming across the movie's largest wasted resource.
Still thinking of running, Jack? Think you can outrun the world? You know, the problem with being the last of anything. By and by, there'll be none left at all.
Sometimes things come back, mate. We live in proof, you and me.
There's never a guarantee of coming back. But passing on, that's dead certain.
You know, I felt a lot of kinship there. Despite all their conflicts, they make a really great pair. Why couldn't they become a team?
Pirate.
Ah, right. Shortly after, they are mutinied upon by the Singaporean crew and Sao Fang, who has made a deal with Will to grab the pearl.
I need the pearl to free my father. That's the only reason I came on this voyage.
Why didn't you tell me you were planning this?
It was my burden to bear.
Ah, recycled lines. A popular and very effective burn. And this is the part where I think audiences start getting fed up with this movie, because every major player starts betraying each other, making deals, and going back on deals to the point that you may just need a flowchart to keep track of who's on which side. What's even worse is the hypocrisy. In a world where everybody seems aware that they can hardly trust anyone, they're still making all these deals.
Here's the short version of what results after the short scuffle. Beckett talks to Jack about selling out the pirates. Sao Fang demands Elizabeth as a captive, and Will goes to the brig. As for Beckett,
Sao Fang demanded Elizabeth because he believes her to be the sea goddess Calypso, bound in human form, whom Barbossa intends to release as a trump card against the East India Company.
With all 9 pieces of hate, you will be free. Take it. You are captain now.
Me?
Forgive me, Calypso.
The surviving crew is taken aboard the Flying Dutchman, where Elizabeth meets Will's father, who reiterates Will's dilemma to her.
A Dutchman must always have a captain. And if he saves me, he loses you.
we also come across Norrington, who's been promoted to Admiral for turning in the heart of Davy Jones. But having learned of Governor Swan's murder from Elizabeth, he switches allegiance and makes a daring sacrifice to allow her and her new crew to escape. The Dutchman crew ignores the prisoners for what they see as a chance to take the ship back.
The Dutchman is under my command. For now.
Oh, never mind. I guess they are going to chase them then.
No, they're not.
Why?
Too much melodrama on deck, I guess. Somewhere else at sea, Will is doing what Jack was supposed to be doing, trying to lead Beckett to Shipwreck Cove. Then Jack pushes Will along by giving him his compass, and actually pushing him overboard to serve as a breadcrumb in his own plan.
I hate him.
And yeah, it's that gesture that helps make it work. You ungrateful punk. He gets to converse with Davy Jones while there, informing him of some worthy news.
I believe you're familiar with a person called Calypso.
The Brethren Court intends to release her.
The First Court promised to imprison her forever. That was our agreement.
Your agreement?
She could not be trusted. She gave me no choice. We must act before they release her.
You loved her. She's the one. And then you betrayed her.
She pretended to love me. She betrayed me.
And this is the second missed opportunity this movie had. It's bad enough that this story purposely crippled what was, in the last movie, a great villain with a lot of threat and intimidation behind him. But now they've reduced him to a blubbering mess over his ex-lover.
As the crew tries to spot Shipwreck Cove, Tia and Barbossa have a discussion.
It took 9 pirate lords to find you, Calypso. And it'll take no less than 9 to set you free.
She's Calypso? So that's why Tia had crabs. So, God, that came out wrong. But that's both a good twist and a decent explanation for why she can do voodoo stuff. The court is convened and the pieces of 8, revealed to be symbolic trinkets as opposed to coins, are collected.
Master Rigetti, if you will.
I kept it safe for you, just like you said when you gave it to me.
I have, but now I need it back.
Classic. Then Barbossa makes his proposal.
We must free Calypso.
Most of the court takes exception to the idea.
Shoot him! Cut out his tongue!
Shoot him and cut out his tongue, then shoot his tongue.
This is madness.
This is politics.
It's true. Elizabeth and Jack are in agreement that fighting is the correct course. To declare war, however, a pirate must be elected king, upon which enters the keeper of the code, Captain Teague Sparrow, played by Keith Richards.
For those unaware, Keith Richards is who Johnny Depp modeled his portrayal of Jack Sparrow after, so that makes this cameo pretty awesome. The vote for Pirate King is taken, and everybody votes for themselves. Almost.
Elizabeth Swan.
What?
You're going to vote for me! You're going to vote for me!
He said not 5 minutes ago that he agreed with her approach. What are you so surprised about?
Am I to understand that you lot will not be keeping to the code, then?
Yeah, that's right. Mess with the code, get flattened by a rolling stone.
Heavily outnumbered by the East Indian Armada, the two sides parley on an inlet between the two forces. Oh, come on, haven't you degraded him enough?
Well, he can't set foot on land. Technically, that's not on land. They have to work with what they got.
Fine. Still looks ridiculous.
Oh, I agree.
The parley results in a trade. Well for Jack, and the pirates prepare for battle. But Barbossa, with the help of Rigetti, managed to swipe all the pieces of 8.
Items to be burned, and someone must speak the words, Calypso, I release you from your human bonds.
Is that it?
To said it must be spoken as if to a lover.
Barbossa as a lover?
This should be interesting.
Calypso, I release you from your human bonds.
That wasn't interesting. That was a huge letdown. Then, for some reason, the one to actually get it done is Rigetti. Quite a few things in this movie don't make sense, but that moment takes the nonsensical cake. Calypso gets released, grows 50 feet, explodes into crabs, and it seems nothing has happened. But then, Elizabeth inspires the lot of them.
What the enemy will see is the flash of our cannons. They will hear the ring of our swords, and they will know what we can do. By the sweat of our brows, and the strength of our backs, and the courage of our hearts.
Hoist the colours.
The wind's on our side, boys! That's all we need!
Calypso.
That's right, audience. We waited 2 hours for this.
Fire! Fire!
It'd be too late to off the course now, matey.
But it was totally worth it. Back to the plot. Jones takes back control. Oh, I have to agree with what you said. Kids do watch these movies. Are parents okay with this? Jack also breaks out, gets the chest from the incompetent redcoats from the first movie, narrowly avoids an assault, and duels Jones up above.
I can set you free, mate.
My freedom was forfeit long ago.
Then, Will and Elizabeth are married, right on deck in the middle of battle.
Yep, even though they did nothing worthy through the movie that showed that they rekindled their relationship. Still a pretty badass wedding photo, though. Through a series of events, including Jones teasing Jack with the key, dumb move, Jack winds up with the heart in his hand, ready to take control of the ship as he had proposed earlier. Then, this.
This moment sucks. Despite certain discrepancies, especially in this movie, I do actually kinda like Will Turner as a character. But beyond that, this was the first time a movie was ever spoiled for me.
I hate it when someone gives away the ending.
All is not lost, however. Jones is distracted by Will's distraught father, leaving time for Jack to help a near-dead Will to stab the heart. The pirates, for no apparent logical reason, decide to sail out against Beckett's ship next. They are joined unexpectedly by a resurrected Dutchman, with Will as its captain.
Stop! What do you command? It's just good business. Abandon ship!
Despite the fact that the East India Trading Company has dozens of other ships, apparently killing the leader automatically ends the battle.
We can't fight back! No, sorry. This is the end of the Empire.
Time to wrap this up. Will and Elizabeth live separately ever after, Will being the Dutchman's new captain and all. Barbossa steals the Black Pearl again to start looking for the Fountain of Youth, only for Jack to have the last laugh.
Drink up, me hearty Joe.
Then Jack sails out on a crappy little boat, not unlike the one he sailed in on in the first movie. So that was Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End. I know this is the part where people start to get fed up with the franchise, but I still like it. Sure, it can get complicated, spends too much time not progressing the plot, and is quite a long movie. But the characters are entertaining enough that the 2-hour wait for the climax at the end is worth it. Except the weird web of relationship issues that Will and Elizabeth are tangled in.
A major detriment to the future installments is that this should have probably been the last movie. Pirates 3 built off things that happened in the first 2 movies and came full circle on a lot of them. The big 3 are Elizabeth and Will parting ways with the pirates, Jack sailing away in this movie the same way he arrived in the first, and Keith Richards, Jack Sparrow's inspiration, finally appearing in this franchise.
Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing another one, but if Disney keeps having trouble the way they do trying to get Pirates 5 off the ground, maybe that's a sign that they should just let it rest. For now though, let's talk the plot holes of Pirates 3.
Why do they need the charge to get to World's End?
We were told this of Barbossa at the end of the last movie.
You will need a captain who knows those waters.
If he knows those waters, he shouldn't need a chart. But I suppose the riddles are a key part of understanding how to navigate the charts.
Why couldn't Elizabeth be with Will on the Dutchman?
Will, being captain of the Dutchman, has to ferry souls who go to the next world. Because Elizabeth is mortal and not bound to the Dutchman, she can't partake in duty like that.
Wait, hold on a second. She's been to World's End.
What are you saying?
Bootstrap even says it himself. Where we are bound, she cannot come. But she's been there already, so what's stopping her?
Probably the fact that Will impregnated her after the credits.
Ah, okay.
I mean, granted, I'm willing to acknowledge this movie has some certain glaring problems, but just something about the way they write these characters, the pirate setting, how action-packed it is, it's really charming, and it keeps pulling me back in. And for that and various other reasons, I've watched this movie many, many times over the years.
Many times over the years.
And that's why I'll probably never watch it again.
Wait, Steven, 5 seconds ago you were just talking about how charming it was.
Why the hell would I say that? I just got done saying I've watched this movie so many times. The magic kind of dies out after a while.
I don't know, but you just did. And you just also said how you enjoyed it despite its flaws.
No, Tyler, you're putting a bunch of words into my mouth. I don't even know what you're saying.
I just heard you talk about it,
No,
Steven.
you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Well, clearly you need to get your hearing checked.
Steven, nothing's wrong with my hearing. You just said that.
Well, nothing's wrong with my mouth, and I didn't say it.
So fish people, by dint of being fish people, automatically aren't as disciplined as non-fish people.
Seems contributory, is all I'm suggesting.